Doing the loading screen. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Team Ego live international tournament between EGObose and EGOzugobok. On the left we have EGObose. We have EGObose, a newbie, mere bronze player, who has high hopes and large dreams of galactic domination. And spawning on the bottom, on the middle right, we have our purple Protoss, EGOzugobok, who is the one and only master of the Silver League, dominator of all Bronze Leaguers, and will most certainly turn out to conquer this game. So, with no further ado,
cough, cough.
Let's watch these noobs battle it out for a non-existent prize. We have Zugobok leaving a probe doing absolutely nothing in front of his Nexus. we have two probes in front of the Nexus doing nothing from Zugobok here. This must be some fabled Silver League tactic that is being developed here. Wait, we have 3 probes outside of the Nexus now, doing absolutely nothing.
Silver League!
It's a probe bomb.
We now have STs. So here, we can see the probes building up dramatically, going in the most fucked up mining pattern I've...
Yeah, me too, actually.
We can see here that, Zugobok has fallen behind already because of his shitty probe placement.
No, I had to pick up the phone.
He may be ahead in probes, but he's certainly behind in, well, both supply and units. And I'm just going to remove Zugobok from the Skype call so that he receives no tactical information. So, some pylons going down. Got another pylon going down, but we don't see a gate placement. Very susceptible to EGObose's 500 pool here. This could be a truly depressing game. So here we see the probe, the Overlord coming in. It will appear that Zugobok is going for a forge with abysmal placement. Yes, we can see a forge and a gateway going down here, and an extractor. And if you see that EGObose is going for a Roach Warren, and EGOzugobok has the epitome of defenses here. He's got 1 cannon going down. This will outright win him the game, ladies and gentlemen. There is no doubt about that. So here we can see Zugobok just chilling out, just leaving his probe, doing bugger all. We see the gateway going down. Sadly, the assimilator has not been saturated for about 20 minutes now. It's now been saturated with 2 probes instead of 3. And there is no cybernetics core going down. He's now sending 2 probes in for a scout. It's quite an interesting play. Let's take a look at the EGObose. So he's forgetting his inject larvae as always. Oh, there we go. Yes. Playing as abysmally as always. I mean, look at this Overlord placement. Is he bestiality or something? He enjoys seeing the Overlord's face up another's Overlord's ass, apparently. But let's just look at this fantastic placement by Zugobok. I mean, the gaps over here are so large that any unit could easily maneuver their way around the cannon straight into the mineral line. So here you see EGOzugobok blocking the expansion and murdering an innocent drone. So as we can clearly see here, Bose is just getting off of his game, just forgetting everything. He's floating a lot of minerals. Unit production has gone down the shitter for Bose. He's got so much spare energy, he's not even spreading any creep. So Bose is continuing to play pretty abysmally here. Oh, some good queen defense there against a probe. And now he's actually dragging his queen off the creep after a probe. True with that. So Zugobok's going for some extremely standard play here. Getting his warp gate ridiculously early. Swandering his chrono boosts on probes instead of the warp gate research, but you know, it's a good tactic. So meanwhile, EGObose has already got a large force. Zugobok is not even a 20th of the way through his cybernetics research yet. So we can see EGObose here being an absolute retard and deciding that he'd rather break down all the rocks before just thwarting Zugobok at the moment. Whilst Zugobok creates a defensive outpost at the expansion, which is easily crushed. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we're seeing some very, very rare play. We are in fact seeing the probe do fuck all for 5 minutes approach. Now the main reason for this is that in case the enemy attacks, you can save exactly 32 milliseconds in moving the probe from the mineral line to the front of your base to build cannons. And as we've seen in many professional tournaments, these 32 milliseconds can actually make a massive difference. For example, I'm going to give you an example. We had there was a game between Day 9 and Minigun, where Minigun was 31 minutes to place a photon cannon and successfully build it, and therefore he got crushed by a scouting overlord. That's right. It was quite a ridiculous game. And as you see here that Zugobok is going for the defensive strategy and just keeping his probe out there. Surprisingly though, Zugobok is actually floating less minerals and less Vespine than our friend Bose over here, who seems to be falling behind, to be completely fair. He's gone for a defensive evolution chamber. See those tentacles there? They are actually pumped with 150 watts of pure electric surging energy, which will sting anyone if they try to pass. Apart from Zerg, of course. Now to continue, we see Zugobok has quite a massive army here, and he's using his forge to not upgrade. Although now floating so many minerals, I could literally shit it and use it to wipe my ass at the same time. Pure mineral toilet paper that would be. So, seeing some more fantastic play from both players. Zugobok producing nil units, making no more gates, just going for the no unit, 2 cannon, no actual upgrades from the forge tactic. Very popular against most retarded Protoss players. And we see EGObose going for the I like pressing E Q Q Q Q Q Q Q Q and sometimes E approach. Both fantastic players, as you see. So now you see some very aggressive gateway placement, some proxy gateways. If EGObose were to get down that pylon instead of the cannons, he could actually destroy the universe. If EGObose was to get the next pylon, it is rumored that the intergalactic space-time continuum balance would implode on itself. But apparently EGObose doesn't like the sound of that. So this static electricity being released by the destroyed warp gate just balanced the destruction of the pylon and therefore caused for the saving of the universe. Obviously EGObose is no longer ruled by the evil queen who wants to destroy everything, but is instead ruled by the dog known as Ben. So here we have the worst expansion placement in the world, which just so happened to not even work. Luckily EGOzugobok is not preparing for an attack, making absolutely no units, not a single thing going from the forge, not a single gate being placed, floating 1,300 minerals and not even saturating his assimilator. Gentlemen, look at this. Look at this probe. There are 500 probes around the world that need an assimilator. For example, this is John. John is a Protoss probe who spent 5 minutes in front of an assimilator without actually being ordered to gather any grass. John needs a family. John needs a hope. John needs an assimilator. Please, adopt a John today. I mean a probe today. And help all innocent probes that never actually gather any gas from the assimilator, but instead freeze in the boredom of nothingness. Anyway, we see here Blink Stalkers. Although he has a total Blink Stalker unit count of exactly 5, We see he's going for no more gates. he's got a forge for about how long into the game are we actually? we have EGObose being such a noob and QQing about the fact that his queen is not injecting larvae and that he is not creep spreading. But you know what they say? A bad workman always blames his queens. So we see the forge absolutely useless, not making a single unit. And Zugobok not noticing that this zealot is actually a rogue zealot. A rogue zealot running amok in his base. Right next to his army, in fact. So we have this probe here, obviously aroused with suspicion. But the sentries just won't listen to him. They're too busy in their whole worshipping of bullshit. And so they won't bother with this changing. Anyway, we see this overlord here, placed in the perfect position. It's that one position where, if someone were to attack the overlord, he would be utterly fucked and have no chance of escaping. So as we see, we have perfect overlord positioning. EGObose clearly goes. I mean, he's only got about 10 times the unit count of EGOzugobok, who appears to be doing literally nothing. I think EGOzugobok may have died. Wait, no? He's just making... he's just decided not to make any probes, or units, or gates, or units via the robotics facility, or upgrades. Oh, he's making gates! Not going for Colossi, though. Although Colossi are literally amazing against roaches, as everyone knows. So... I know, that's why I was being sarcastic. Oh! Oh, cheeky little Zugobok got something that EGObose don't know about. Quite a while he's had it for now, but Zugobok just don't know what the fuck's gonna happen. When Bose finds out what it is that is flying above his base, invisibly, scouting everything that Zugobok is doing. Oh, we see amazing timing here. We got an overseer coming along, mysteriously. I don't know how. It must be that he must not saturate his actual natural, but then go for an expansion miles away from his base. Truly fantastic and intuitive and newly created play here, as we see. Very creative and intuitive and new. So here we see that he's got his we see that EGOzugobok's got his gold expansion running with one probe producing needle more. Surprisingly, EGOzugobok is going to move out now and absolutely annihilate the entirety of EGObose's forces. Oh my, oh god! Oh, and the zero goes down, he's losing HP quickly, oh my god, oh! I did not expect that outcome, ladies and gentlemen. I honestly was not expecting that. I thought that 3 immortals would have easily been able to take such a large, not upgraded, oh yes, very upgraded roach force. Although I would recommend to EGObose, after he's floating all of these resources, to maybe get a few more upgrades on the old roaches. Oh,